Hello everyone. Here we go. So, as we said the last time, like the Skull Merchant is considered already one of the most problematic killers in the game because, she doesn't make a lot of people in the community happy, both in the survivor and in the killer side. Mainly because of how her power works. As we said the last time, basically the Skull Merchant is really good at holding a 3-gen, or at least at making the game lasting a lot because of how her power works in synergy with defending a particular objective in the game, especially generators. So, not only that, killer mains are not happy of the killer because, like, the base power doesn't really help her in chase, so basically you are playing an M1 killer who has free information around the map and nothing helpful for the chase. And against really good survivors, especially with the status of the maps that have been released during the last year, this can be a problem because there are too many fillers, too well linked to each other, and some tiles are really strong. And if this is a problem also for killers with powers that are useful in chase, it can be really rough also for what at the end is a M1 killer. So, behavior listened, they worked on something, and we have the first changes, the first official changes that are going to be live during next week, most likely on Tuesday. Tuesday or Wednesday, we're gonna see. So, another special edition of the developer update, the next week update will feature changes for Scream and the newest killer. So, they wanted to explain us what they are going to do. So, between the public test and live release, they already made a ton of changes to help address some of the feedback we received, and these are the changes, the main changes that the main situations that they wanted to address. So, it doesn't feel like the Skull Merchant power help her enough in a chase. It doesn't feel as though there's enough risk to having a Claw Trap. The Skull Merchant is too good at holding threat generators, causing very long matches. We already spoken about that. We have spoken of how I suggest to player, but I also spoke of how in some games, unfortunately, against the really good people, you have to pressure a 3-gen. And this is something that is already clearly shown in comp games where basically the strongest teams, but all the teams in general, are prepared to face a 3-gen situation. So basically the 3-gen situation is a core situation of the game. I was going to say issue, but at the moment when we are speaking right now, it's just a consequence of the game. So, you know. And using the power to help you at managing the situation feels kinda normal with her. So, on the hand, the Skull Merchant drone will lock on survivors, making them exposed for some time. This can push survivors away from stronger structures and into a sparser part of the map. However, as many of you have pointed out, this doesn't really pose a threat if you're already injured. Getting it will already put you in the dying state. So, likewise, claw traps don't feel equally threatening to all the players, while the thought of having your location constantly broadcasted to the killer is enough of a deterrent for some more confident survivors, and that may actually welcome a chase, opting instead to keep the killer distracted for their teammates. To improve her strength in a chase, we have made a couple of changes. So, first, the Skull Merchant will now gain a growing ace effect for each survivor tracked on a radar. This bonus starts at 3% for one survivor, raises to 5% for 2, 6% for 3, and 7% for 4. Both claw traps and active drone zones will contribute to this, and the killer does not need to inspect their scanner to gain the benefits. This will reward the killer for efficiently using their power to keep tabs on their prey. Second, vaulting a pallet with a claw trap will cause that pallet to break, destroying the claw trap in the process. This was previously part of the common ultrasonic trap speaker add-on, and with this change being chased with a claw trap attached becomes a lot more dangerous. These combined adjustments allow the Skull Merchant to more frequently get value of their power, regardless of whether or not the survivor she's chasing is injured. And then the generator defense, like let's try to make this really fast and explaining it to the viewers. Basically, now your drones don't immediately come back once that they are disabled, but these will be returned once that their respective traps are destroyed. So, to avoid this situation as becoming like similar to Victor and the twins, like taking Victor with you to basically don't allow the killer to have a power. Well, first of all, you will still have the speed and everything, but like the claw traps will automatically be destroyed once that the battery expires. So also you cannot refill the batteries of the claw trap if they enter in an active zone. So in this way, basically, you're gonna have your drones being back after a set amount of time. Because, like, if you could refill the batteries while entering an active zone, basically survivors would do it by themselves. A bit similar to what some survivors do to make the life harder for Nemesis, like getting infected by themselves by the zombies. So you get less value from the infection with your tentacle. Like, they could do something like that, so that's why they made this thing that you cannot refill the batteries, and also the batteries are automatically destroyed. Also, this will make add-ons like overcharged batteries a bit more interesting to use. Now, second, the drones will enter an unhackable state whenever a survivor with a claw trap is near. This will prevent a single survivor from running around and disabling every drone, meaning the killer will always have some combination of 4 claw traps or drones available to them. Combined with the changes to claw traps mentioned above, the Skull Merchant will always get out value of her ability, whether it's through deployed drones or traps. So basically, you have a total of 4 between claw traps and drones. So you can have 3 drones deployed and a survivor with a claw trap, or you can have 2 drones and 2 survivors with a claw trap. If all the survivors have a claw trap, you basically have no drones at your disposal and also around the map, obviously. So basically, this is gonna be your power. Like, you cannot have like a claw trapped survivors and the 4 drones placed around the map. So you have to be a bit more careful about how to play your power. Now, there are also some changes to the add-ons, like of course the Little Pursuer add-on has been nerfed and put to ultra rare, because like considering the changes that now you have, like you will go super fast for 150% of the duration that is planned for the add-on. And like having survivors with automatically the dissolution add-on since the beginning of the game. And like that will be really strong if it lasted so long. So they nerfed this add-on, they changed the effect of the ultrasonic trap speaker by reducing the time taken to get the undetectable status effect when in an active zone. This is actually nice, because like activating it immediately is not bad at all. And Prototype Rotor has been considered a very rare add-on. It's basically the one that gives you 5% haste effect if you enter in an active drone area activated by a survivor. I still think that this add-on is not super good, by the way. And Adaptive lighting has been buffed to increase the length of the undetectable effect. But let's go to the core of the gameplay. Like, you know that my favorite add-ons are randomized strobes that give 5% of in the red to the survivors for 3 seconds once that they enter in the area of a drone, of an active drone. And geographic readout that gives you 2% haste and then 50% of faster action speed for breaking pallets and breaking doors, breaking generators, and vaulting windows. For this effect lingering for 15 seconds once that you leave the drone area. Like, with these two add-ons that I already enjoy to run, like the new effect based on haste, I feel like it will give me a huge boost in my typical gameplay. Like, yes, of course, I keep track of what's going on, but now I have a dissolution automatically working for my pallets, and I'll go faster and I'll force this kind of gameplay even more than before. So, basically, the Skull Merchant will become a lot more aggressive in chase, a bit less effective at protecting the generators, maybe, because like if they are all trapped, like you cannot place a single drone. But at the same time, you know, you're gonna be really, really fast in chase, and especially with these two add-ons, and by using a build focused on chasing perks, like the chase interaction, can be a lot better for the Skull Merchant now. So basically, M1 killer was faster than usual. I don't know what to think, because like this stuff looks really impressive at reading it in this document, but it's completely new for me. So even if I played a lot of Air, like this is not the killer that I played a lot, because or it's kind of close to the killer I played a lot, because as I said, like this really fits the playstyle that you could see on stream, and you could see, and I spoke about during the last video, but it completely changes, like it completely boosts my chases interactions, and like I want to see how much more effective I'm gonna be with this. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with these changes. Like if it's too much, if it's not enough, if it's still counterable, a lot of this kind of situation, you know, because like basically just with the geographic readout and your survivor entering in the drone area, that a drone that you can immediately place during a loop, like basically you know, this is gonna be really scary for survivors. This is gonna be really scary for survivors. And yeah, like I'm really curious to see how this is gonna work, because basically you got basically kind of the speed of a Legion with power, I think. Something like that, but you're gonna be able to hit normally, and then faster action speed with the add-ons. And then in the meanwhile they are also hindered. So yeah, it can be really, 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 really strong in chase for Air. The patrolling potential, of course, is less effective, and we have to consider another thing. Like, yeah, it's true that like you can get more value from these add-ons that work basically with the drone area, but like if you place all your drones immediately, like you risk to have every survivor crew trapped and then not getting value from the add-ons. This is something that I didn't see spoken about around, and basically the only thing you will get at this point would be like only the 7% speed. Well, only basically you're having to 3 stacks of bloodlust, but like mainly you're just going faster without the possibility of placing a drone during a chase, so they wouldn't be zoned by the drone and stuff like that. So basically, these changes are mainly to make her more effective in chase, and less effective or less oppressive more than effective at patrolling, because your patrolling abilities will still be good basically. And you just have to be a lot more careful about how you place your drones, because like if you place all your drones at the beginning of the game, you chase someone, all your other drones are basically taken by the other survivors, this will cause a situation where you are basically just a M1 killer who's faster than usual. We are gonna see. We are gonna see. We are gonna see. I'm really curious. I feel like these changes can be really interesting. I feel like people, as usual, are reacting a bit too fast to what we are seeing here. I'm trying to think about possible situation, and I want to be positive because, like, basically, the fact that they are reacting really fast to all the situations that happened already after the first week, and bringing something that at least will make the Skull Merchant games lasting a lot less than what they do now, by potentially buffing also the chase, so in promoting the chase interaction more, this is can be actually really, really cool. These are my early opinions. Like, we are gonna test everything during the next week. We are gonna continue to play the Skull Merchant. You know that basically my main contents basically became the Skull Merchant. I'm thankful to who appreciate it. I'm sorry kinda to who would like to see more Survivor again. But as I said, this content is the most exciting personal thing for me since the release of Demise of the Faithful, and you know what the Demise of the Faithful means for me. So I'm totally in love with this chapter, and I hope that you can understand why I really care about this, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in the next future. We are gonna be here, we are gonna make tests, we are gonna keep playing here, and I hope that we are gonna have all fun together. Thank you so much for this unexpected video, and keep following me, we are gonna have a lot of fun on the end. See you soon!